Hey, crafty friends, it's Diann with Bean Street Paper, and it's time for another 10-Minute Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about super easy monotone cards. They don't have to be boring, so we'll talk about those, and then we'll do the drawing for the giveaway. And I just want to thank everybody real quickly for all the super supportive comments, and I knew deep down that more people like candy corn than everybody let on. You always see those posts on Facebook about how, you should always throw candy corn in the trash because it's garbage, yada, yada, yada. But a lot of you commented that you liked candy corn. So, I love candy corn. So without further ado, let's get started. You're going to need an embossing folder. Now, you might think, oh, well, I need to have some super fancy tool to use this embossing folder. You don't. There's two different types of embossing folders. There's these super thick, sturdy ones, and then there's the flimsier, they still work just as great, but they're just a little flimsier. And these are from Sizzix, and I know Stampin' Ups are also real super sturdy like this. And these are just various, I think, Doris, and there's a couple different makers of these. You can actually emboss a piece of cardstock with a rolling pin on your counter. You just roll over. Actually, what I do is tape it down with blue painter's tape, and then I roll over it. That way it keeps it from kind of sliding around. You need to use a fair amount of pressure. You'll figure it out if you decide to use that technique because you don't have a tool, a Sizzix or a Cuttlebug or whatever. But, so you'll need an embossing folder of your choice. Okay, so you'll also need a card base. Again, mine are always A2 size. So, they're going to end up being 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to fold this guy in half and burnish it with my, here it is. Whew! Thought we were going to have technical difficulties there for a second. Burnish it with my bone folder. Okay, so that's my card base. I have a piece of cardstock that I have cut and embossed. It is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I also have a, I wanted to put this inside the card. Now, I don't normally do that, but I don't also normally use colored bases. So let's do that real quick. Oop. I'm going to use my wet glue. I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. And just put that guy inside. Now, these cards are the perfect way. You know, we're always talking about those corner papers or using cut-aparts or, maybe you have a design on a piece of paper that's got a large section. These are great for using that up. Sorry about my dog. Okay, then I'm going to take my panel that I've embossed and I'm just going to affix that to the front of my card. And that's where we get our monotone card. It's about to pour here, and my dogs are out here in the she shed with me. I think they want to go in the house. I'm pretty sure that's what that was all about. So, I've already recorded this video like 3 or 4 times, so I am not going to start again. Evie, go lay down. Lay down. Okay. For this one, I have used a cut-apart that I found in a pack of Authentique paper, I believe. But I have cut, this piece will vary for you depending on what the size of your cut-apart is. But I've cut my cut-apart just 1/8 of an inch larger than my pattern, or the mat for my cut apart is just 1/8 of an inch larger. And I'm just gonna put that guy together, and then I'm gonna just put him right in the middle of my card using wet glue. Ooh, it is really thundering out there, so we're about to get a super big storm. Okay, so that's gonna go right in the middle. These are super quick. They work up super quick. Now, you could just leave it like that and it could be done. I have also stamped a cute little Very Merry that I can affix to my card if I wanted to. Another thing that I could do with my embossed panel is take an ink pad. Now, I wouldn't necessarily do it on green unless I did it with a darker green color, but I could just drag lightly over the top and make the words a little bit darker. So that is, I don't know if I'm going to actually use that sentiment, but that is it. That is the card. I mean, you could stamp inside it. You could stamp a sentiment inside it. You could stamp something in the corner. Maybe a little bird or some holly leaves or something like that. But super quick and easy. I used one sheet of cardstock to do this, a cut apart, and a little bit of white paper. So not a whole lot of supplies. And then out of the scraps, I did that. Let me show you some other ones I made real quick. Okay, so here's a stack of other cards that I've made. Again, using a cut apart. What I'll probably do with this one is put a few rhinestones in the center of the flower and maybe around the card. Okay, same thing. Happy Thanksgiving. Again, I'll probably leave this one just the way it is. It already has a sentiment on it. It doesn't need a sentiment, so I could put some sequins or embellishment on it, or I could just leave it just like that. Okay, here's another one I made for Christmas. I simply used one of the sheets of paper that I pulled out of one of my paper pads, and it had a big snowflake in the corner. So instead of wasting that piece, because normally I wouldn't use it because it doesn't have a pattern all over, I decided to cut out the big snowflake and make a card. So I used a snowflake embossing folder, and then again, I'm all about the non-traditional colors this year, so I used pink, and then look at this. I can add a super cute little sentiment, thoughts of happiness and joy to you and yours if I want to. Or I could stamp something inside. I could add a snowflake embellishment to just give it an extra little pop. The snowflake's already glittery. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but if not, I can add a few rhinestones. So I actually made 3 of those because I had 3 sheets of that paper. Okay, here's some Halloween ones, and again, I can add a sentiment if I want. Look, here's a trick or treat. I really kind of like it like this, black on black. I might stamp something inside. So I did 2 spiders. I did a bat. And I did a ghosty. And I have a cute little sentiment that says creepy or spooky or something like that. I might do that. So I used a cobweb embossing folder for this one. And then for these fall ones, I guess I didn't tell you what I used like a wood panel embossing folder. This thank you card is like a basket weave embossing folder. So again, these cards work up super quick. They are super easy. I mean, not a whole lot of thought if you can find a cut apart or a corner, one of those corner designs that you just want. You could make this smaller and then just put like a banner across the bottom if you wanted to use a long strip sentiment. So that's our card for today. Monotone cards, super easy, not a lot of thought. Don't have to work against yourself or think too hard. You just pick out a cut apart and a piece of cardstock that matches and go for it. Now, last week I stated that we were going to do a giveaway for this little kit, stamps and embossing folders. So I am going to draw names for that. All week I wrote your names on pieces of Post-it and put that in my bucket here. So I am super excited about this. I'm going to give it a good, there were like 60 something entries. So I'm going to mix these up real good. Okay. And pick a name. Oh, I got 2 names. Okay. So I got 1 name. So the winner of the little kit is Sonia Bird. Congratulations, Sonia. Please message me with your address so I can get your kit out to you. Congratulations. If you like this video, again, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I would love to see if you decide to make one of these monotone cards. I would love to see what you come up with. So please, if you would like to join the Facebook group, I'll link that below. You can show off your creations there. I'd love to see them. And with that, I'm going to run in the house before the thunderstorm starts. But thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great week. And we'll see you next week for 10 Minute Tuesday. Bye for now.